What's good, ladies and gentlemen viewers? Tis I, ManicTheNobody, bringing you some more Let's Play Rogue Legacy. Getting the big hits off is a shinobi, and I'm gonna go on and head into the castle. I'm gonna be going to the Maya today, see what I can do there. Yes, Sharon, you may have 82% of my money. Anyway, yeah, with Sir Fleming II. Pardon me. I've got the burps. Not as bad as the sniffles I had last time, and I think I've worked it out, but anyway, my stomach was a bit unsettled. I took care of that. Just let it settle itself for a minute. You don't have to worry about that anymore, viewers. And so, back to what I was saying. Sir Fleming II are massive damage Hokage. I am the Hokage. Getting in there, taking everyone out with dim crits that he doesn't get. He has no crit chance. I don't even know if crit chance off affect. I don't think crit chance off does affect Hokages or Shinobis. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Now, I've decided that I want to do some more casting-oriented gameplay in the future. Well, not for this game, but I want to do some casting work in the future for various nondescript things. I may be, you know, getting into StarCraft casting a little bit. Nothing professional, just something I do here on my channel for fun, you know, because that's what this channel is. It's here for fun. But me and my cousins who were visiting decided yesterday, well, 2 days ago actually, to host ourselves a little Black Ops 2 tournament, because, you know me, I enjoy a little bit of Call of Duty with family and friends. I'm not a big fan of playing the game on my own, but when friends and family are over, it's real fun to play with the, you know. Wait, I was going to the Maya. Why am I going down? But anyway, just for fun, we decided that whoever wasn't playing in the current tournament match, because we were doing 1v1, we only had 2 controllers, but we decided that whoever wasn't playing in the current tournament match was gonna do casting. We were gonna cast the match. And since I only had to play 2 matches of like the 7 that were played, I did quite a bit of casting, and I really enjoyed it. It was rather fun. I felt like that was something that I could do, you know, maybe, probably not professionally, but for fun, like I do here on my channel. Everything on this channel is for fun. If you think that I'm in any way professional, you're sorely mistaken. I'm really not professional at all. But who cares about professionalism when you have Rogue Legacy? And I'll So, viewers, have you got rhythm? Well, actually, it doesn't matter, because rhythm, you have it or you don't. That's a fallacy. I'm in them. Ever shining tree, ever child. No, it's too far below for me for that to work. It's a shame I don't have flame barrier, or I'm not an archmage, or maybe a barbarian. Could have barbaric shouted his face away. What am I doing going back down? Oh, I almost missed this. It's a good thing I thought it was a little strange for there to just be a room here in the open like that. And now we have to go over and down. I know how you work, room. Money! I like bathing in the money. Gold gain up is a nice thing to have. Especially when you're beating bosses, because, you know, you find they drop those diamonds and wow, man. Those diamonds are just wow, man. Also, if you find the miserly elf. I'd love to find the miserly elf, that'd be awesome. Can you decline the miserly elf? Yeah, you can. And you can only use the miserly elf once per castle layout, so like... Ooh, excuse me. Sorry. My throat's doing weird things to me today. But anyway, if you had, you know, a character that wasn't a miner, you could just ignore, if you found the miserly elf, you could ignore him and come back next air with a miner and potentially, like, get way more profit. Journal entry number 22. I sit here making my final preparations. All that is between me and the lord of this castle is this. There is a nervousness in my body that I cannot quell. Is this fear or excitement? All I know is that my journey is finally reaching an end. I have almost forgotten why I entered this castle in the first place, but I remember now. I have bested my siblings. I will save the king and leave this castle a greater man than when I entered. My family will get the honor they so rightfully deserve. Now I enter the throne room. Fairy chest. Objective. Take no damage. It's a good thing I can fly. Yay, I made it. What rune have you for me? Siphon rune. Bracers. It's a shame that's useless to me. God dang, what was that all about? Why did I jump into those? You know why? Because I'm an idiot. Also, invuln time up does a lot. Like, you get way more invuln time up than I thought you would off that. I took damage once, and then I had, like, the entire time that I was down there. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, this is the first episode I've recorded since being back from my vacation. I would have had to record one other episode, but my internet, you know. I told you all on Twitter. If you read that, I don't think you did. I should put a link to my Twitter in the description of my videos more often. Well, I haven't started doing that yet, but I should really do that so that you guys can keep updated, because if anything goes wrong with my schedule, then my Twitter is where you're going to find it. I'll let you know if something comes up and my schedule is thrown out of whack. I like being a shinobi. The damage. Anyway, so my Twitter is the best place to go for that. And I'm sorry that I missed a single episode. Oh boy, it's hot in here. I kind of want to turn on my fan, but if I do that, there's a possibility that my computer will just shut off. Oh, I never looked up what Helios' blessing did. Sorry about that, viewers. I'll put it in the description of this video. And what these Hermes boots? What these Hermes boots do. I think the Hermes boots just make you quicker. Oh yeah, and also you jump higher. Or maybe that's just how high you normally jump, and I never hold down the jump button all the way. I usually just fly. Well, either way, Hermes boots do something to affect your movement, as they always do. Oh, they definitely make you move quicker and jump higher. Yeah, that's what they do. Ooh, I will get that gold. You just gotta be pro to get the gold. Only one way to go now, and that's right. And now, just to be safe... Oh hey, I'm in a bullet hell. Just to be safe, I'm gonna clear out all these flame locks before trying to ascend that, barrels and see what's up top. Now that's done, let's see if there's anything atop these barrels or if this was all a massive trick. Dang. I took some meaningless damage there that I could have avoided taking had I only tried. Oh yay, there is something up here. So, that wasn't all for naught. Let's do this. Wah, wah. You know you love Pogo, viewers. But you know what's more entertaining? Oh, the fact that there's actually an increased falling velocity as you fall in this game. I wonder what would happen if I put my spell sword on it. Yeah, as they fall, they would land on it. Shame I had to waste so much mana to find that out. Oh, no fighting! Dang, I didn't read that. I figured it would be take no damage. Oh well, now that I've broken the fairy chest rule, I'll kill all these guys. Because they're not that hard, and they give at least some amount of money, and they also restore my health. So, you know, win-win. I wish I would have read that sooner, though, rather than later. I love being a shinobi. I can kill so many things. But I said at the beginning of this episode that I was going to try to go straight for the Maya. We'll see. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to quit going to the right as soon as I clear this room out of enemies, and then start going up. I I really need to turn the fan on in my room. It's real hot in here. But not only would that affect the audio quality, it would also risk me losing electricity for reasons that I can't particularly explain. Either way, it is really hot. Oh hey, I made it to the Maya. I'm going back down. I'm leaving the Maya for a minute. Because I don't want to just show up in the Maya. I want to have a teleporter at the beginning of the Maya, because the teleporter rooms always have things to destroy. Also, because I found a chicken here. You know, winner, winner, chicken dinner. Omelette au fromage. Sweating kind of profusely now. You know what, viewers? I'm gonna pause the recording in approximately 20 seconds to do something about my air. So, yeah, I'll get here. And I will be right back, viewers, so don't worry about a thing, and I'll say, and we're back when I get back. So, we'll be back soon. And we're back. My fan is now on. And now, normally, it would be kind of awkward to just have me say, we'll be right back, and then say, and we're back right after. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to, put a little, well, you'll know this because you'll just experienced it, but I'm gonna put a minor, like, maybe 3 to 5 second text in between my edits, saying, like, 5 seconds later, you know, something like that. Because actually fixing it didn't take too long. I was just worried about what could, turning on my fan didn't take too long. I was just worried about what could happen when I did turn on my fan. And this is where Blade Wall is useful. Or not. Ninjas are weird. I don't even know about them. Let's see if this painting is on the off chance evil. No, I figured it wasn't, since it probably would have shaken if it was. Oh man, being a shinobi is nice. Because those things, those Worgen or whatever, they always cause me the most trouble. Nope. Actually, I probably could have pulled that one off. Hello, Guard Box, 2000. What, with the, tracking shots? Ah, well. Sometimes you just gotta know when to pogo. Pogo a go-go. A go-go pogo. Archipelago. Gulag Archipelago. That's a book of some description. Ranger Helm. And the reason that I know quite a few obscure yet somewhat popular works of literature is because I was on my high school academic bowl team. Now, if you don't know what academic bowl is, it's kind of hard to explain. Well, I guess we'll be on again next year. I don't really like being on it, though. You know, social anxiety and the like is a real killer when you're going to tournaments. But, basically, smart people, like myself, I know what you are, because I'm a smart person, answer questions about little bits of trivia. It's basically a trivia match, but with more confusing rules. So if it... Mimic! I should have known it was a mimic, but anyway, if it helps, if you're having trouble picturing what academic bowl is, just think of it as trivia night, because that's basically what it is. But the rules are made up and the points don't matter. Wait, no, I think that might be something else. Oops. Missed. Everything in the Maya does so much damage. Ye gads! Oh my goodness! Oh my dang! Oh my goodness! They're going ham! Anyway, I was slain by a Worgen. It's a real shame that I'm not gonna have the money for unlocking Half Dragon. Spelunker, what do you got? Hokage, Spell Sword. I really enjoy Hokage. And we're doing a 2-air video, even though that's probably gonna make it way long. Ooh, yep, not quite. Can't quite afford gold gain up either. I think I'm just gonna keep putting points in health then. Actually, let's check out the new equipment that the men outside have got for me. Well, the people outside have got for me. Also, sorry about that weird noise you just heard. That was my thumb brushing up against the mic. Additional health. It gives extra health over the silver helmet, but takes away some mana. Silver helm grants 25 over base mana, and the ranger helm grants 10 over base mana. So ranger helm better than silver helm. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that. Do you have anything else new for me? No. And you just have a couple siphon runes for me, is that right? 'Cause let me tell you something. I don't care too much for siphon runes. But in all seriousness, though, I really don't like siphon runes all that much because I don't need mana back on hit. Speaking of mana, let's go back out to the mana and upgrade some of our stuff. Well, I can no longer afford this mana cost down or invuln up, so you know what you're gonna see? Health upgrades. And armor ups. Probably should have been putting more points in armor ups than I have been, because the Maya is real troublesome about that. Anyway, let's confirm. Let's confirm giving Sharon all our money, and then get into the castle. And this time I'm actually gonna go for the Maya, instead of just pretending that I'm going to the Maya. I'm gonna go up instead of going down. This would actually be the perfect room to use Conflux in, because there's so many things. It's like basically guaranteed to hit. Didn't seem to get me any kills though. Oh, Corrupt Lord. So, jeez. Scratching my face, I just get belted from nowhere by a know-it-all Flamelock. Thinks he's hot stuff. You get it? Because he's a Flamelock. Anyway, I picked up an issue 1 of the new Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, the newer Guardians of the Galaxy. The one that there are only 5 issues of, and issue number 5 just came out this week. So I read issue number 1 while I was on my vacation. I also picked up a couple other books, which I'll probably talk about later. But, yeah, issue 1 is pretty good. I wish that they would have had more, but they only had 2 Guardians of the Galaxy comics. I bought them both. And one of them, I'm probably never gonna know how the story goes, because it's an older one. It's not super old though. It's like from the newer old series. And yeah. And yeah. And yeah, and yeah, and yeah, and yeah, and yeah. I say that a lot. Like, so much that you could quantify it as a huge amount. But what I was saying about the Guardians of the Galaxy is it was an older issue, you know, from the older things. Also, sorry that the audio quality suddenly went down when I broke to turn on my fan. But I'm sure you'll understand, viewers, because I was sweating pretty bad. It was hard to concentrate. Some of the sweat was getting in my eyes. You know how things go. So many wizards thinking they know how you be, thinking they know how it's done. But really, they're just all nowhere men, making all their nowhere plans. I frequently forget I'm a dwarf, so I see these little dwarf holes and I'm like, oh man, it'd be nice if I could go through those. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I can. Dwarfish shinobi, bourgeois. So, yeah, that's the thing when I say bourgeois. I don't know if I've said it in this video, but in real life I say it quite frequently, actually. Like, look at them run bourgeois over there. I probably could say Borgias as well, and that would have basically the same effect. Actually, no. Bourgeois. As in, yeah. Bourgeoisie, socio-political, whatever. Probably makes more sense now that I think about it. Oh hey, look, mini-bosses. You know what we do to mini-boxes? We conflux them until we're out of mana. And just hope that our confluxes hit. Dang. I remember I was killed by Stolas once. This is my revenge. Okay, that probably used more health than I should. What's in the big chest? Oh yay, health up. Health increased by 5. Health increased by 5. Health increased by 5. In the pipe, 5 by 5. Well, butter my biscuits. And also, I've told you guys I'm in beta test phase 4 for Final Fantasy XIV. Super excited for that. And this month's Xbox Live Game with Gold, for all you curious out there, well, for the start of the month at least, is going to be Crackdown, so they're finally doing the more, getting into the bigger games. Dead Rising is going to be for the second half of the latter half of the month. Oh, crud, zombie snooze. These guys are actually hard no matter what your level. Unless, of course, you're Hokage, I guess. In which case, nothing is difficult. Hokages are like the best for taking out bosses and the like. I wonder if I'll beat the final boss before reaching level 100. Star underscore of, or the Rocket Man if you prefer, of Team Fortress 2 casting fame, managed to do a speedrun of this game in about 16 minutes. Yeah, it was 16 minutes. He beat the entire game in 16 minutes. Within the first 16 minutes of this game that you saw me playing, I, don't even remember what I did. Probably died 3 times. Doubt that the first video was only even 16, I doubt that the first video was even, 16 minutes long, and I was doing, I think I did more than 3 airs the first video, but every subsequent video up until, airs started taking longer and longer, it was consistently 3 airs. Hello, Worgen. Having eidetic memory is nice because it tips you off to mimics if you just look up at your mini-map. But, as you probably all know from watching my League of Legends videos, if you did that, I have terrible map awareness. Oh, ninjas can't just move backwards. That was kind of the assumption that I had made. And that's how you take care of guys like that, as we say in the business. The business of saying things strangely. Oh my god. Isons? Why do these gotta be normal mainstay enemies? Why can't they be like Solux? Captors and whatnot. Oh, it's a Nick. Oh no, it's a Rage, never mind. Said it's a Nick because, Fury, but Fury was the jungle mobs. And I made that joke when I went through the jungle for the first time. Anyway, Rage, which is sort of like the combo system or something. I don't know exactly how you'd explain it. From Ultimate Marvel, or not Ultimate Marvel, from Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe. Die, Mimic. You're not a Mimic. Mimics are fun! I like the Maya. Well, I like the aesthetic of the Maya. I hate playing the Maya because, I usually always die to the Maya. But I like the whole used to be, basically is part of the tower, just with old ruined stuff instead of all the new shiny stuff that basically is part of the castle, but with old ruined stuff instead of all the shiny stuff that the castle had. This game becomes a bullet hell when you get to the Maya. And I'm assuming that the Maya is as bad as it gets. I'm assuming that the Land of Shadows is like this. It takes about as much skill as this, just the enemies are higher level. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that the enemies aren't just way tougher, because that would suck. All these pyrites and doom traits! Freaking doom traits! I don't have enough mana. No! And again, not enough health either. But I spent a good amount of time in the Maya that time. Let's go ahead and choose our next heir. I don't really like playing as Archmages. I don't like the nostalgia trait. It messes me up like something awful. And I hate congenital insensitivity to pain. So, let's re-roll these. Dextrocardia on a paladin. Bad idea. Tunnel vision. Tunnel vision actually doesn't affect me that much. You know what? I haven't actually played an assassin since I unlocked them. But instead of doing that, because I'm not an idiot, I'm going with Sargans II, the Hokage with tunnel vision. Because tunnel vision really isn't that bad if you've got decently quick reflexes. Let's health up, armor up. And, oh, well that's interesting. Anyway, viewers, I've been ManicTheNobody. You've all been my viewers, but I hope you know that. And if you don't, you might want to see a shrink. This has been Rogue Legacy, and until next time, I will say and more times and make my sentences even more run-on. But, until that happens, I will... I'll see you later!